It has been a great last 24 hours where we have, I think, been engaged together, we have brainstormed together, we have had good laugh.
Practical exposure rather than the book knowledge what we have, it was a practical experience which will definitely we'll try to inbuild it and see what best can come out of us.
Very insightful, 2 days, 2 different things to be learned, and I love the punchline CRM today, that skills can be evolved over a period of time, but that attitude cannot come. So I think this workshop actually helped us to develop that and think that we can be a leader.
It was a very good session, and honestly, if I'll tell you, like, I was not knowing there's something called Six Hats was there, I mean, existed. Probably now it was a good act.
To learn something which maybe I have not yet experienced in my workspace or something. So I'll be prepared for it, and this will give me more knowledge on how to work with a team and collaborate and share things and ideas.
And all the six hats were good, but I think we will be juggling around all the six hats and come to a solution. But at least we will learn the juggling. Thanks for the process, and I love it. Thank you.
What I kind of learned mainly today was, a very important thing is risk management. By understanding the risk management, by risk factor, we can already have 4 plans in line. So one doesn't work, we definitely lay back on to the other. So that was something which was very important that I learned.
So the session was really fun-filled. It was having a lot of interactions amongst the team members. It had covered all the points what we had discussed. So you've covered the entire course. You have delivered it beautifully, and there was a lot of interaction, which was really a must. There was not at all any lecture or something. No, it was a good interactive session, and we really loved it. Thank you very much.
A lot of things from this training. First of all, being a new joinee, I hardly knew anyone here, but now I know almost everyone. Wow. So yes, I am being here. Thank you so much. It was very helpful for me, and I actually came to know a lot about my personality. Great. So yeah, it is a
strategy. Where should I use the facts? Then from a personality background, it was really helpful to knowing ourselves which part of thing is more influential for us, and what is our drawbacks, and what is how to interact with other people.
Different scenario for the communication. As I come to here, I understand what is the exact communication, how we have to communicate with the people, so that
you made a different kind of study material to us with your experience. So thanks to that one.
Brilliant.
It has been a great last 24 hours where we have, I think, been engaged together, we have brainstormed together, we have had good laugh.
Practical exposure rather than the book knowledge what we have, it was a practical experience which will definitely we'll try to inbuild it and see what best can come out of us.
Very insightful, 2 days, 2 different things to be learned, and I love the punchline CRM today, that skills can be evolved over a period of time, but that attitude cannot come. So I think this workshop actually helped us to develop that and think that we can be a leader.
It was a very good session, and honestly, if I'll tell you, like, I was not knowing there's something called Six Hats was there, I mean, existed. Probably now it was a good act.
To learn something which maybe I have not yet experienced in my workspace or something. So I'll be prepared for it, and this will give me more knowledge on how to work with a team and collaborate and share things and ideas.
And all the six hats were good, but I think we will be juggling around all the six hats and come to a solution. But at least we will learn the juggling. Thanks for the process, and I love it. Thank you.
What I kind of learned mainly today was, a very important thing is risk management. By understanding the risk management, by risk factor, we can already have 4 plans in line. So, one doesn't work, we definitely lay back on to the other. So that was something which was very important that I learned.
So the session was really fun-filled. It was having a lot of interactions amongst the team members. It had covered all the points what we had discussed. So you've covered the entire course. You have delivered it beautifully, and there was a lot of interaction, which was really a must. There was not at all any lecture or something. No, it was a good interactive session, and we really loved it. Thank you very much.
Lot of things from this training. First of all, being a new joinee, I hardly knew anyone here, but now I know almost everyone.
Wow.
So yes, I am being here. Thank you so much. It was very helpful for me, and I actually came to know a lot about my personality.
Great.
So yeah, it is a
Use a strategy, where should I use the facts? Then from a personality background, it was really helpful to knowing ourselves which part of thing is more influential for us, and what is our drawbacks, and what is how to interact with other people.
Different scenario for the communication. As I come to here, I understand what is the exact communication, how we have to communicate with the people, so that
You made a different kind of study material to us with your experience. So thanks to that.
It has been a great last 24 hours where we have, I think, been engaged together. We have brainstormed together. We have had good laugh.
Practical exposure rather than the book knowledge what we have. It was a practical experience, which will definitely we'll try to inbuild it and see what best can come out of us.
Very insightful. 2 days, 2 different things to be learned. And I love the punchline CRM today. That skills can be evolved over a period of time, but that attitude cannot come. So I think this workshop actually helped us to develop that and think that we can be a leader.
It was a very good session, and honestly, if I tell you, like, I was not like this, something called 6 hats was there, existed. Yeah, probably now it was a good act.
To learn something which maybe I have not yet experienced in my workspace or something. So I'll be prepared for it, and this will give me more knowledge on how to work with a team and collaborate and share things and ideas.
And all the 6 hats were good, but I think we will be juggling around all the 6 hats and come to a solution. But at least we will learn the juggling. Thanks for the process, and I love it. Thank you.
What I kind of learned mainly today was, a very important thing is risk management. By understanding the risk management, by risk factor, we can already have 4 plans in line. So, one doesn't work, we definitely lay back on to the other. So that was something which was very important that I learned.
So the session was really fun-filled. It was having a lot of interactions amongst the team members. It had covered all the points what we had discussed. So you've covered the entire course. You have delivered it beautifully, and there was a lot of interaction, which was really a must. There was not at all any lecture or something. No, it was a good interactive session and we really loved it. Thank you very much.
Lot of things from this training. First of all, being a new joinee, I hardly knew anyone here, but now I know almost everyone.
Wow.
So yes, I am being here. Thank you so much. It was very helpful for me, and I actually came to know a lot about my personality.
Great.
So yeah, it is a
Use a strategy, where should I use the facts? Then from a personality background, it was really helpful to knowing ourselves which part of thing is more influential for us and what is our drawbacks and what is the how to interact with other people.
Different scenario for the communication. As I come to here, I understand what is the exact communication, how we have to communicate with the people, so that
You made a different kind of study material to us with your experience. So thanks to that.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on the time when you are looking at it. Welcome to the Leadership Card Hour. Those of you who are online with me on a Zoom as well as on the YouTube, you might be watching live or you might be watching little later. Welcome to this Card Hour. Card Hour is a knowledge sharing session which is conducted by Leadership Card every week. We come on Thursday here at 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. One of the coaches from Leadership Card share a knowledge. What is that something which we have learned or worked well for us? So welcome all of you to this Leadership Card Hour. Leadership Card team consists of Kirandeep Sandhu, Ashish Datta, Devish Mohan, and myself. We established this leadership coaching, mentoring, and training organization 2 years back. It's about 25 months or so we have been working on, and we bring in expertise in the communication, finance, real estate management, operations, sales, GSI alliances, transformation and services excellence, team building, and team dynamics. We bring in cumulative 100+ years of experience, worked in diverse field of functions, bring in the India and global work experience. Just to give a little bit detail about each of the coaches in Leadership Card, Kirandeep Sandhu brings in an expertise in the areas of academic and communication leadership. She says, your voice matters, speak to be heard. She's a John Maxwell certified coach, and she's also founder of one of the NGO, which is the Give Back to the Community. They do a fantastic job in rural India, Ayodhya. She brings an experience of 2 decades in the academic entrepreneurship coaching, social entrepreneur. That's what I said. She focuses on mindset, personality development, effective communication, personal branding, and TEDx coaching. Ashish Datta, he says, learn to lead yourself first, the rest is easy. He brings in the experience in the operational and finance leadership. He is a chartered accountant by profession, certified trainer of IITD. He's a COO, CFO, and a leadership coach, self-leadership architect. Brings in 3+ decades of finance, people, process, technology across industry, manufacturing, consulting, and IT. He brings in his areas of expertise is on the self-leadership, team dynamic, relationship management, and conflict management. Myself, I will introduce a little bit later. I'm going to be the speaker for today on the topic. Devesh Mohan brings in the sales and alliance leadership. He says, tie your shoes and run towards the goal. He brings in the sales, business development, and alliance and experience with more than 2 decades of leadership experience. Also a social entrepreneur, along with Kirandeep Sandhu on the GPPC. He brings in expertise in the areas of leadership coaching, personal transformation, goal setting, and achievement program, sales and alliances program, partnership and alliances program. All of them are authors of a book. Kirandeep Sandhu launched a book recently in a couple of months back. He has edited many books and helped the people to publish their books beyond TEDx stage. And Ashish Datta has published 2 books, which is one is the leadership navigating the dark hole, and the second one is the sandwich. Devesh Mohan has also published a book which is on the building your sales muscles. So all of us here are author of the books, and we published in our own areas what is that we can do and we can bring in. So little bit on to give introduction, talk about leadership card. Leadership card, we are problem solver. We help people unlocking their hidden potential. We strongly believe everyone has got potential. What is it required is knowing how do they unlock their potential. We solve the problems in the areas of career and business stagnation, struggling to achieve work-life balance, which is an important thing. When you are working, you find work takes most of the time. Where is the life? What is that I do? We all have gone through that. Based on our experience, we provide inputs and we develop courses in that area. Then, interpersonal conflict. As a team, we all have to work as a team in organization. What is that? We need to do. One of the things comes in is conflict. Is something which we will always have. We need to look at how we can work on that. These are the problems, some of the things we indicate you will solve. In general, we are saying we help people unlocking their hidden potential. Each one of us have got tremendous potential, and what you need is that key to how do you unlock your potential. A little bit introduction about me. I'm Ram Ramakrishnan, success coach, mentor, and facilitator with 3.5 decades of corporate leaders, work with Fortune 500 companies, 5 years as an entrepreneur, consultant, and success coach. I'm a TEDx speaker. I'm also author of 2 books. The 3rd book is in the making now. Business transformation. I focus on business transformation, personal transformation, SWOT analysis, priority management, networking, and customer service. These are the areas I focus. And I'm also the coach transformation certified coach here. As I said, Kiran was a John Maxwell certified coach, and myself, Ashish, and Devesh are all on the path of getting the ICF certified coaches. And I also have done the Franklin Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and a certification course from the PMI on the organization transformation. This is a little bit about me. And today's topic, all of you, why all of you are here, is how to make better decisions. That is the interesting topic we are all going to discuss and talk about it. Just give me a minute. I stop this slide. I'll bring in my mind map here so that we can start discussing. We all make decisions, right? I want to know, what is that recent decision that you made or you took? Those of you not speaking, you can, you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak. What is that? Some decision you recently took?
To start getting healthy.
Yes, that's great, Kiran. Every time we make decision, every day we make decision. It's not going to be big decisions. Like one is the health, we need to work and do that, or relating to the job. Even when we are having food, we take a decision whether can I have, this is tasting better, can I have one more bite or not? That is also a decision. Every time we make, and many of you, I see, many of you have joined here as well as on the YouTube. Today you made a decision to be there as part of this session. That is the decision you all made. You make a decision, you make things happen, right? How many decisions you make in a day?
We're constantly deciding what to do and not to do. I think that's a very valid point you've said. It's from the smallest to the biggest decisions, whether to join this meeting or not join this meeting, go for card hour, not go for card hour.
Every moment we make a decision.
Every
Even when you are
moment
having.
we're deciding.
Yes. So it is in a day you may be making, you say that generally when I ask people, they say 10, 15, but if you see it will be hundreds of decisions you will be making every day. Right from morning, getting up, what time I'll get up, and what time I'll pay, and what time I have my breakfast, what time I'll go for a walk, how much of a walk I will do. Every moment of our life is making decisions. And this is also common. Most often, what happens is we regret for making this decision, or we abandon some decisions. What is that we have made, right? Other day, I was talking to a group of people. One of them said that she wanted to buy a dishwasher, thinking that the maid servant doesn't come few days, so that it is going to save her time. After that, she found, regretting, saying that it is taking more time putting things into this dishwasher rather than just washing it. And I also in my life made in the exercise part of it, so many times we do it, we find some of those items, the way the salesperson explains to us, does that, start buying. I purchased a vibrator, I purchased some kind of a walker, which I have never used in my life. We all momentarily take decision. After that, we regret, saying that why did I pay this money and why did I buy this? I could have done something with that. That is what we all think about. So today, I'm going to talk to you about little bit summary about whatever I have understood from that book. And I have read this, listened to this book almost 4 times. And I have listened to the summary of this book multiple number of times. I don't know how many times I have done that. This book is Decisive by Chip and Dan Heath. And they have put a book together on that, something which is not rocket science, it is not a very difficult thing. It's an easy to read book, easy to listen book. And the concept, most of it we know. What is that we don't do is we don't put it in a structured way. What I liked about this book is he has put in some nice structure. That is what I thought, let me share the structure. There is some amount of selfishness is also there. Something you understood, you learned. If you are explaining to somebody, that learning becomes permanent to you also. So that is where I taken this and thought, let me explain that to you. First, I wanted all of you to assume or take a decision you need to make, or you are in the process of making, or you're thinking of, so that while I am explaining to you the concept, you can start going through that and start applying these steps, what you are going to learn today, and implement that immediately. See, whatever the learning we do, we attend so many workshops, training, and seminar. If the learning is not implemented within a week's time, it's as good as we are not attended that. Now I'll say, in this age of technology, and immediately after the program, if you don't put an action plan, it is as good as you have not learned anything. That is the reason I suggest that you assume, in order to tell me, each one of us make a lot of decision every day, and there is some decision you are about to make or in the process of making a decision. Think of that. And let's go into, in this book he explains, he talks about 4 villains, pitfalls of the decision making. And for this 4 pitfalls of decision making, he provides the 4 steps. What is that you can do and how you can make a better decision. So let us look at this pitfall first. First one is the narrow framing. Here I'm going to explain you each one of it with my example from my life. I was working in this multinational organization during the year that was in 2016-17, wherein these 2 multinational organizations have decided to come together and merge the company. That part of it, since I was handling the corporate real estate and facilities, has been tasked to consolidate the real estate and facilities function. As part of that, many of those real estate needs to be consolidated. Normally, what happens is, in the multinational top-down, in the corporate sense, a list of the things, what you need to do. The narrow framing here is, we always think, I have been told, it is the one-way traffic. If corporate says, you need to implement. This is the narrow framing. They do not listen. People will say that you can't question corporate. They do not listen to you. So you need to listen. Just listen whatever they say. Difficult to convince. It would be difficult, Herculean task for you if you wanted to convince someone. These are all some of the narrow framing. With that, what we will do is, we will start accepting the things as it is when it comes to decision-making part of it. So, many times, you wanted to buy something you want to work on and buy something. What happens is, you see someone is having it, because of that you wanted to buy and start buying it, which is the narrow framing. You don't think of anything, what is the usage and how you look at it and all the things. With a narrow frame of mind, you start doing it. That is the way I said, part of it, I accumulated, I wanted to buy this exercise, buy something I wanted. When I was working in a corporate, I didn't have a lot of time. I wanted to exercise in the limited time and keep my body fit. When I went there, the salesman talked very nicely. He told this vibrator, you use it for 10 minutes, you will become, he showed me a picture also, will become slim, you walker, you use it for 10 minutes, you need not have to stepper, you need not have to do any other exercise. Which is that, I didn't look at any of those things. I straight away believed what he told me, what is the picture he showed, and purchased that. Then second one comes in the confirmation biases. So in case of the corporate real estate consolidation, people said in the past, it is the way it has happened. You always live in the past. So you say, this is what had happened. This will what will happen, given that you don't change. And always follow the instruction. Don't like to question them. It's basically you start believing in someone has told you something to be done, and this is the way it will happen, and you have certain kind of a confirmation biases. In my case of that exercise cycle, I 100% believed what is that salesperson has told me. I never applied anything other than that. With that, I went ahead and put my money and purchased it. This is the second pitfall of the villain of decision making. And the third one, short-term emotions. One of the classic things, I tell you, I had a driver who was working with me for 10 years. When I purchased a new car, one more car which was just lying there at home. And he was asking me to take that car outside for about 10 or 15 days for some purposes. I said, it is not possible for me to give the car. If it's a 1 day, 2 day, it is fine. For 15 days, I'm not going to give the car to him. And with the short-term emotions, what he did, he went out to some guy who was giving him a loan and purchased a taxi car. And in 3-4 days, he came to me saying that I purchased my own car. This is the short-term emotion. After that, what happened was a different story. He could not run that as a taxi. And his loans have increased. After that, he has to go back to his village and settle down and slowly settle his loan. This is where sometimes we act, because a spur of a second, we start acting on it. And in the case of my real estate consolidation, people always say that if you are having a call with corporate, it is important you get out of the call very quickly. One of the things is always they say they don't understand. Normally, they say that these people from the US or UK or Canada, they don't understand the thing and need to be on the good books. People will always advise you. You have to be on the good books of the people. It's an important thing. That's what you need to do. So these are the things, short-term emotions. We act based on short-term emotions, saying that I need to have. Another classic example, I heard this from another session which I was conducting there. One of the participants told me, he said he wanted to go and have a dinner with his family. If you go with a dinner with his family, one of the things happens is travel for 1.5 hours and go one way and return another 1 hour to travel and spend time there in the hotel, and expensive things need to be done. And one of the things, if we have got, I need to go out and have the dinner outside. That is, or other options, like you can go by a nearby restaurant, or today, Swiggy, Zomato, and other things that you can buy and watch the movie at home. He said that I decided to buy things from Swiggy and watch the movie at home, not giving the room for that short-term emotion of saying that only way to enjoy time with family is I'll go out and have lunch or dinner. Then the fourth villain he talks about is on the overconfidence. Basically, you think that in case of the real estate consolidation, our overconfidence was that we have their corporate has appointed KPMG, Deloitte, an international consulting organization. They are the best, and we need not have to worry about anything. And even in that case, I tell you, there are recommendations which we have reversed of this international recruit consulting organizations has provided. That's what you don't go with that kind of a overconfidence. In case of the exercise cycle, what had happened, the overconfidence was I wanted to do in a shorter span of time this exercise and get the benefit, shortcut methods. With that, whatever the person who told me, the salesperson, 100% believed, was very confident of buying to shape me. That is there. What might happen. These are the four dimensions talks about. Normally, people narrow framing, confirmation biases, and short-term attach too much of importance to short-term emotions. Then, finally, the overconfidence with which you act, saying that I know it all. There's nothing need to be told to me. Coming back to for each one of that, he's providing a 4-step process that is the wrap your decision. Each one has got a name. Wrap. First one is the W, widen your options. And the second one, R, is the reality test your options. And A is attain, distance before deciding. And P, prepare to be wrong. Let's look at each one of these. For the avoid narrow framing, you need to widen the options. You start looking at more options for you, how you can work on it. Here, I'll just give you an example. When I wanted to build a home in Bangalore, I was at Hyderabad. I said, I wanted to build a home like some of those bungalows in Hyderabad. I was not fixed with one house. I looked at multiple bungalows. Based on that, I widened my options. I also got my architects to look at it. Am I looking at it is not going to serve the complete purpose? I need to get my architect. Architect came in. He looked at all those 10 houses which I have shortlisted, and he looked at it and brought in the final fulfillment for me. The second thing he talks about, vanishing option test, is something you wanted to decide. You decide that this is not going to be there. Like the magic, what you say that the option you consider, it is not going to be there. What is that you will do? You will come up with a fresh idea, fresh thoughts. That is what you need to look at. Multi-track, consider several options. That is what I told you. I am not fixed with one house, and this is the way it has to be there. I picked up some of the best of 2-3 things and put it together. Then multi-track, those options, whatever you have, consider several options. And combine best of the both, this and that, instead of only this or that. Many times we go there saying that this is the one I want. This is the thing I wanted to do it with a fixed, narrow framing. Instead of that, how you can look at, there are certain features of this is there are certain features of that, combining that, how I can buy that thing. It happens when you are buying a TV. It has happened with me when I wanted to buy a smart TV. I went and analyzed those options. And looking at that, saying that combining rather than going with one company which gives everything together, is there an option saying that something speaker is good, some other place TV is good, so can I buy TV and speaker from two of the best and combine it to make it the best. That's the way to look at it. Find someone who solved your problems. The problem, what you have, it's not only unique to you. There is someone already would have solved the problem. In case of buying the TV, you can take advice from someone who has purchased. You can ask him what is that analysis he has done, how he has done. In case of I give an example again from my personal life, wherein when I wanted to perform my daughter's wedding, one of my boss has done a wedding in the same venue. I went and asked him what are all those pros and cons and things, understood. I picked up some of those vendors he already has shortlisted. And with that, my job became easy rather than I reinventing the wheel and start without knowing the things to do that. The cook and the decorators and various other people I have picked up from my friends, vendor who was there. This is where first thing is you need to instead of avoid narrow framing. For avoid narrow framing, widen your options. By way of either use the vanishing option test, multi-track, combine best of both rather than this or that instead of this and that. How you can bring in, find someone who has solved the problem so that you are able to get more information that quickly you can take the decision. This is on the widen the option. How do you reality test your options? This is to avoid your confirmation biases. You need to avoid the confirmation biases. Basically, the reality test, you decided something to do. Why don't you disagree with that decision and see what is it happening? I wanted to do this and go to this place for a vacation. You disagree with the decision, you may find multiple other options better than that also. Or you may decide on saying that this is the best. I wanted to go with that. So this is what had happened. Even though I was telling you the wedding part of it, my daughter's wedding, I took the connect, but I also checked with someone else and also went and looked at in the place how they are doing it. And second one, gather more information instead of fishing out to support your decision. Many times what we do is to support our decision, we start looking at those points. And try in a team, try to have that disagreement and have someone not agree to your decision. You may get a better point rather than trying to find, fishing out a point that support your decision. Data prototype, and I also see your workshop is there, and many times, even today, our Chandrayaan people they have done so many prototypes and started testing it and how they do it. And I understood how far it is true, I don't know. They, for the landing option, they had in Chandrayaan 24 different programs they have written, it seems, 24 different options so that they make this as a successful venture. That's a reality test. If one fails, they have another. If another fails, they're not only one, they had 24 different options they had to look at. Another thing you need to do is zoom in and zoom out. How the things are going to look when you are looking at it close and far. That is the way you start looking at it. Zoom in and zoom out your decision. How is it going to look at in reality? How it is going to look at after some point of a time? That is the kind of thing you need to do. This is the way you do a reality test your options by avoiding confirmation biases, disagreement, your decision. You disagree or you ask people openly to come up with alternate thoughts and other things. Gather more information rather fishing out for support your decision. Data and prototype, zoom in and zoom out. This is the way we can do reality test of our options. And the third one is attain distance before deciding. This is basically instead of you wanted to buy something, maybe you don't buy it today and postpone it saying that tomorrow let me come and have a look at it. Many times it happened with me in the organization when I was interviewing the people. I found someone is fabulous and very good. I didn't want to decide on that day. I put on a hold saying that let me give 1 day's time, written down all those interview remarks and ask someone else might here to interview that person, also collected that input so that I don't give immediately attach that short-term emotion. Based on that, I decide. So postpone it for a day. Even we say the communication is also whenever you wanted to write a mail, write that mail, don't click that button of send and look at it again. You may be able to improve the things. Then another one is use 10-10-10 test. This is how my decision is going to look from 10 minutes from now, 10 months from now, and 10 years from now. Start looking at it. This is the way you don't allow your short-term emotions to override the things. Then take third-party perspective. What I told you was an interview part of it. Even though I was not fully satisfied, I wanted someone else to interview and take their input. Third-party perspective view. Take. So, another thing, also check, is this whatever decision you are making with the long-term emotional values, based on your values or core priorities, is it aligned with that? Sometimes we take decision, it is not aligned with your own priorities. I do this priority management session, wherein many of the time people will come, they make their, I ask them to make some 20 of the recent activities and list it down. And I also tell them that decide on one goal from your health, relationship, career, and wealth part of it. How many of those activities you do relating to this goal, what you have? Many times people will come back and say that they're more than 60-70% of the time they do activities which is off their priorities and goals. That is where you need to start looking at, is it aligned with your core priorities, long-term emotional values, goals, and aspirations, what the decision you are going to make, how it is going to support. This is the way you can attain that distance before you start deciding the things. Then, it is not all the time the decision you make is going to be right. Prepare to be wrong rather than being overconfident. What could be an extremely bad outcome? Have that risk management thing done. Look at what is that things can go wrong. In case of the wedding, which I was doing it, some of the risk management we looked at is we wanted to do in an open area. If it rains, what is that we need to do? What is that alternate venue? What is some of those things we need to work on? And another one is bookend the future, set tip wire, prepare for the good and bad, both things. What is the bookend the future is, you say that this is end of it. What will happen? What is that? I'm not able to move forward to this. What is that I need to do? Prepare for the wrong. So why when Chandrayaan thing, they did 24 different kind of a landing options? Because they don't want. They said something doesn't work. They wanted to end it saying that, yes, don't want to keep trying the same option again and again, and again. Let me try some other option. The tip wire is something you touch an electric wire. What happens? That shock comes in, right? Similar to that, when you want to do, skip that and try to see what is that you are getting sensation. Another thing, many times, in experienced people, when you are there, I used to do when I was working in corporate, based on the diesel generator noise, sometimes you know that something is wrong. This is the way the pilots They call it as Lemur's test. They look at each and everything. Pay careful attention to those simple noises. What is it making? You need to be aware of that and start listening to those noises. Do not allowing everything, all the points, tick it. And I'm sure this is what happens in the case of pilots. They start working on it and doing it. Similar to that, you need to pay attention to those smallest noises and whatever surrounding things are happening. And I'm sure all of us drive and we go in the vehicle and we start looking at now the reserve comes and it starts blinking. Then you say that, let me go. And you start looking at it when it started, continuously start blinking. So that you need to find the fuel station immediately and start look at. So these are the indications which gives you. So you need to start preparing for the wrong with a clear, proper risk management. And what is that good can happen? What is that bad can happen? Kind of a thing. And also be watchful of those noises, which is going to help you to overcome the things and start working on it. So this is the 4 points basically to overcome your narrow framing, work on widening your option, confirmation biases, do a reality test of your options, to avoid short-term emotions, attain distance before deciding, and instead of being overconfident, prepare to be wrong, start looking at, have those risk management. This is the quick summary of the book. And if you all have any questions, I'm ready to feel free to take it up and answer that. Otherwise, as all of you have been.
It's a very good session.
Yes.
Much. Very, especially like prepare to be wrong. And I think it's a very good summary of this book that you have shared. Thank you.
So moving on to the things, some of the bonuses, one of the things all of you have been attending my session, you are looking at in YouTube or so, you can look at some of the things, some of these courses are available at free in my Udemy. You can look at it, this is worth of 5,996 rupees worth of courses. How to build image and confidence as a leader, three change journeys required for a transformation, 3-step framework for transformation, Focus 5, a practical guide for career growth. My first book, where each chapter there is a video commentary as well as the copy of the book is also available. All this you can go through in the Udemy, which is all available, and you can, I'll just show you also how you can look at in the Udemy. This is the Udemy page. Under my name, you will see all these courses which is available. I have close to 4,000 plus people have gone through some of my courses as on date. You can go through these courses from there. Then, I also have something more to you. This is the one. Then, you wanted to look for a personal coaching with me. You can do that. Normally, the personal coaching costs 10,000, but for this card I'm offering at 3,999. This coaching is totally 2 hours of session, 1 hour, plus we will spend on discovery session and 1 hour coaching session, which will happen. At the end of it, what you achieve. End of the session, you will have a clarity, awareness, action, and accountability for the challenge and concern you have. If you don't get that, I will refund that money back to you. That is what my assurance on that. Third one, we have this 3-step success framework. So the part 1 program is ready, which is available in Udemy, which you get it as 1,999 as a 50% discounted price. I'll put all these links to you here in a while. You can look at and join if you can, in case you wanted to do that. All the links are there. You can look at it and see whether you would like to join them. So moving on from here, I have conducting the 3-step success framework on 10th of September from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you can join that workshop wherein you will understand the 3-step success framework, key health check to diagnose the incoming process, agile implementation, and real-time transformation. So you can look at and join clicking that link for this program. So the journey so far for Leadership Card, we trained more than 2,000 plus, 200 plus experience. We have conducted 200 plus experiential workshop. As on date, 15 plus consulting assignment we have done. And we created a strong community with 7 books published, 1,500 plus posts, 150 plus articles, 1,000 plus videos, 250 plus leadership podcast. And we impacted more than 10,000 plus individuals as on date. Some of our key clients are, their list is here. We are proud to have them as part of the client list. This is the core program on the personality development, personality assessment, SWOT analysis, goal setting, how to be resilient, leading self-leadership framework, business communication, priority management, and relationship management. On leading teams, we do conflict management, team dynamics, effective negotiation, business etiquette, leading organization, change management, gender diversity and inclusion, problem solving and decision making, finance for non-finance professional, and we also customize and deliver program based on organization needs. These are some of the snaps and photographs of various program, in-person, online, hybrid programs which is conducted. For more detail, get in touch with us. We bring in as a leadership card, cumulative 100 plus years of experience, worked in diverse field of with global and Indian experience. CARD stands for knowledge, accomplish, reflect, and develop. We focus on leadership training, leadership coaching, and leadership mentoring. My contact number and email ID is provided here. You can get in touch with us. Thank you for listening, and we have unlocked your hidden potential. Thank you. Thank you, Balsa. Any questions you have?
Thank you, Ram sir. It was really inspiring summary of the book, and as you are aware, I also read books, and I have this weakness. I read books, but I'm not making summary. Even today, Kiran madam suggested me to give a review of the book on Amazon. So I have to push myself a little bit more so that I can summarize those things, and those summaries would help me in getting better day by day. Because while reading, we are gaining the knowledge, but that knowledge must be, must make impact deeper level, which will make me better, as well as I can also add value to the work which I am doing.
Yeah, you can do it with your team. You can start working on it. One of the days you can say that you are going to make this book summary of 1 chapter or 2 chapters, whatever it is. You can start doing it and discuss with them. That way it becomes perfect for you.
Yes. And I would like to add one more point. If you could have summary of book summary on procrastination. There are few books on procrastination that would really help, and it is
Yeah.
associated with the priority management.
No, I'll write some article on some time on the procrastination.
Yes, yes. So procrastination is very affecting a lot, because we are doing work but we are not making appropriate plan and closing it. This is what
Yeah,
I'm
there is an
struggling.
anti-procrastination routine is there. That is the one you need to follow and start looking at how you can work on it. I will write an article on that shortly, where you can look at it.
Sure, sir. Thank you for your fantastic session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all of you joined here as well as on the YouTube watching now or watching later. See you all. Bye from Leadership Card. This is Ram Ramakrishnan, your success coach.